of Management and Administrative Sciences and conference convener to address the guests and to give the welcome note, please.
On behalf of the Faculty of Management and Administrative Sciences, Lahore College for Women University, I welcome our chief guest, Syed Razali Gilaini, the Vice Chancellor, Dr. Uzma Qureshi, distinguished delegates, presenters, panelists, faculty, and students to the first international conference on emerging issues in management sciences, organized by the Departments of Management Sciences and Public Administration. Any platform that fuels discussion on issues pertaining to business, economics, management, and interdisciplinary studies related to these three is to be applauded. And I feel that the organizers of this conference must be doubly applauded for working tirelessly and diligently to ensure the smooth organization of this conference. True accolades, however, must be reserved for the appreciation of broad spectrum of topics and issues that this conference addresses, ranging from discussion on challenges relating to globalization, quality of environment, innovation of change, and empowerment of employees at the workplace to the issues of national importance, chief among them CPAC. I am positive that the conference turns out to be a delightful and stimulating experience for all of us. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Mariam Wasif. I would now like to call on stage Dr. Uzma Qureshi, Vice Chancellor, Lahore College of Women University, to deliver.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. The welcome address has already been delivered by the convener. I will just share a few thoughts with you. Honorable Minister, Higher Education, Syed Razali Gilani, Dean in Charge, Professor Mariam Wasif, foreign delegates, academia, corporate sector, industry, Assalamu alaikum. I am delighted to welcome you all to the first international conference on emerging issues in management sciences organized by the Departments of Management, Sciences and Public Administration of the Faculty of Management and Administrative Sciences, Lahore College for Women Universities. We are very grateful for your presence here today. Lahore College for Women University is one of the oldest and largest women institutions of the country. It was formed as a women's college in May 1922. Since then, it has been empowering generations of women through higher education. Presently, the university has over 14,000 students and a teaching faculty of 570. The theme of today's conference revolves around management and its challenges. It aims at providing a platform for researchers, academics, and professionals to present their recent research work and to explore future needs in the area and to address the issues within this field. Management sciences is a constantly evolving field with a wide variety of formal and informal approaches and perspectives. New management perspectives are emerging every day in the manufacturing sector, services sector, as well as in social entrepreneurship. However, today, management in business and public sector is fraught with many challenges. For economic instability to talent shortages, a squeeze on profits, regulatory revisions, income inequality, new trade agreements, political change are just a few. LCWU thrives to train the young generation of women in every walk of life. And I was just reading a book and finished last night, and I was thinking that they have shared a very good model which is applicable to our university, sir. It is a model of 4 T's. The first T is technology, and it is related to our country's growth. It means technology, high technology, often often attracts employment, and it demands high skills, and we are focusing on that as a university. The second very important T is talent. Our university is full of talented young ladies, and our aim is to give them every opportunity possible to explore and exploit those talents and bring them to the fore in the field of management, not only management, in every field of life, and become a power to reckon with. Women constitute 52% of the population of the world, so we are more than male counterparts, and therefore we have a more significant role to play as well, not just as professionals, but as women who raise the next generation also. The third very important T, which has been mentioned in this model, is tolerance. Tolerance doesn't just mean that you have to put up with bad behavior or something which is something which you don't appreciate. Tolerance actually means zero tolerance to bad and unproductive behaviors. And our students are trained not only to be tolerant to dissenting opinions, but also stand up to the issues which are actually damaging to humankind. Therefore, I would request all the panelists and other presenters in the conference to unpack this very important aspect of training a young mind to sort of go into the field and stand their ground. The third I've already said. The fourth is time perspective. Just, human civilization is not a constant entity. It continuously moves. New technology comes in. The way human universal values remain the same. But then there is so much around us. We never had technology this advanced before. We have to keep up with that. With its benefits, it brings some disadvantages also. So we need to be prepared for that. And as a university, we are not just focusing on technology, advancement, and new ways of exploring how life has changed. We are focusing on universal human good values. Unless we do not adhere to those, in all times to come, we will not be able to move forward effectively. It would just be a technological advancement and not a civilization which believes in humanity, democracy, and human rights, and human responsibilities also which come with that. So my expectation is from the conference that we would put our heads together and come up with a plan, a united plan from people residing in different countries here as well, industry, academia, sitting together to find solutions to the problems that we are facing today in order to address the challenges that are there in front of us. Thank you so much. Welcome to the conference.
Thank you, Dr. Usma. Your contribution to our university is much appreciated, and this conference would not have been possible without your continuous support. We are now going to show you a documentary on iconic women of Pakistan titled Zamana Humse Hai. These women have contributed immensely to our society and shown leadership and management qualities, and we are proud that some of them are alumni of Lahore College of Women University.
And I choose to live beyond the shadows.
My grace is my strength.
I journey far
And by to discover.
and not to flee.
I'm a woman and I'm free. I'm woman, I'm free.
I am woman, I am free.
Thank God I have two of them now. This is what happens when determined women get together. From Saba, the woman in my film who remarkably survived an honor killing and shared her story. Pakistani Prime Minister has said that he will change the law on honor killing after watching this film. That is is the power of film.
میرا نام سمینا بیگ ہے اور میں وادی ہنزا کے چھوٹے سے گاؤں شمشال میں پیدا ہوئی ہوں، جس کے ہائٹ جو ہے وہ 3300 میٹر ابو سی لیول ہے. تو یہاں کی زندگی بہت زیادہ ہارش اور بہت زیادہ ٹف ہے. یہاں پہ ہماری جو گاؤں ہے اس کے ارد گرد پہاڑ ہے. ان پہاڑوں کے ساتھ رہتے ہوئے مجھے ان سے دوستی ہو گئی تھی کہ میں نے انہی پہ چڑھنا ہے اور بس میں نے یہ پروفیشن لینا ہے. تو بچپن سے مجھے شوق تھا.
میرے نزدیک آئیکونک وومن وہ خاتون ہیں جو کہ کامیابی کی اس سیڑھی پہ ہیں جس پہ پہنچ کر وہ دوسری خواتین کی مدد کر رہی ہیں اور ان کے لیے ایک مثال قائم کر رہی ہیں کہ چاہے کس بھی قسم کے حالات ہوں اور اگر وہ تعلیم کے زیور سے آراستہ ہیں اور وہ اپنے اندر یقین رکھتی ہیں اور وہ سچائی اور محنت میں یقین رکھتی ہیں تو وہ نہ صرف اپنے لیے بلکہ دوسروں کے لیے بھی مشعل راہ بن سکتی ہیں.
Empowers women by improving their living standards. It is the starting point for women's advancement in different fields of human endeavor. It is the basic tool that should be given to women in order to fulfill their role as active members of the society.
خود ہی مالک ہوں اور مختار ہوں. کون کہتا ہے میں بے اختیار ہوں؟ کون کہتا ہے؟
میرے خیال سے لیڈیز بھی اتنی پاورفل ہیں کہ وہ پولیس میں آ کے مردوں کے ساتھ شانہ بشانہ کام کر سکیں. میں یہ لاسٹ میں سب کو میسیج دینا چاہوں گی کہ لیڈیز کو ہر فیلڈ میں آنا چاہیے، چاہے وہ پولیس ہے، انجینئر ہے، ڈاکٹر ہے، پائلٹ ہے، آ کے اپنا نام جو ہے وہ بنانا چاہیے.
My name is Zanat Irfan and I'm known by the alias Zanat Irfan One Girl Two Wheels. Every place you go is your home, and when you're riding on the road, you're actually facing different terrains. You have to ride in a mud, you have to ride on glaciers, and you have to ride in the rain. So I think the most difficult thing for me is to actually customize my own behavior on my motorcycle and ride properly and ride cautiously on the road. My father had a crazy dream. He wanted to ride all across the world on a motorcycle. And for me, that was the start of my own story. That was the start of my father's story.
سدرا نواز، پاکستان پلیئر، وکٹ کیپر. میں نے اپنا کرکٹ کا سٹارٹ جو ہے اپنے اسٹریٹس کرکٹ سے شروع کیا تھا. اسٹیپ بائی اسٹیپ میں نے پاکستان نہیں کھیلا. اپنا ڈیبیو میں نے کیا تھا 2014 میں آسٹریلیا کے خلاف، وہ بہت اچھا رہا میرا. اور پھر ورلڈ کپ بھی کھیلا. اسٹارٹنگ میں تھوڑی سی ڈیفیکلٹیز آئی تھی کیونکہ ہمارا کلچر ایسا ہے کہ یہاں پہ چیز پسند نہیں کی جاتی، لیکن ان سب کے باوجود میرے فیملی فرینڈس سب نے بہت سپورٹ کیا اور جن کی وجہ سے آج میں یہاں بیٹھی ہوئی ہوں.
I think the most important lesson that I would want to share is to be true, to being true to oneself. It's so important not to give up on one's values, on one's beliefs, and really till the very end be authentic, be legitimate to who you are. Hold yourself up to that task.
ایک مزدور ایکٹیوسٹ کی بیٹی ہوں. میں نے اپنے والد سے جب پوچھا تو انہوں نے بتایا کہ یہ ہے ماڈرن سلیوری. اور بھٹے پر جب میں نے جا کر اپنے جیسی بچیوں کو مٹی میں لت پت بھوکے کام کرتے دیکھا تو میں کافی دن سوچتی رہی. اس کے بعد میرے ذہن میں ایک آئیڈیا آیا کہ میں ان کے لیے تعلیم کا کوئی
کہتے ہیں پڑھ لکھ کر آخر کیا کرو گی، تم کو تو کسی کا گھر بسانا ہے. کہتے ہیں تم ہو امانت دوسرے کی، ان سے کہو اپنی بھی ضد ہے. توڑے ہم سارے یہ بجرے چھولے آسمان، یہ جہاں ہم جیت لیں بدلے داستاں. ہر دھڑکن بولے چھولے آسمان،
Please join me in welcoming our first international guest speaker, Mr. Matthew Gordon. He is the Associate Director, South Asia for German Institute School of Management and Administration. Sir, please.
Assalamu alaikum. Aap kaise hain? Don't worry, I'm not going to insult the Urdu language anymore. I'm going to speak in English. That's my attempt to say thank you, actually, for this amazing opportunity to speak at the first international conference here. Thank you also for the invitation, and especially for our honourable convener, actually, for inviting me here and allowing me to share some of my thoughts, if I can put it that way, on a very important subject when it comes to CPEC. I'd like to start, actually, by thanking Professor Dr. Uzma Qureshi, the worthy Vice-Chancellor of this august institution, Professor Dr. Mariam Wasif as well, of course, Professor Dr. Tahira Mughal, Controller of Examinations, and Ms. Rabia Asif, the Head of Management Sciences as well, and of course Director of Faculty Development, Mr. Faisal, and Mr. Faisal Rahman, the Assistant Controller of Examinations. That's my thank you list out of the way. I'm very honoured actually to sit a few seats away from such a august panel, and including Right Honourable Mr. Gilani as well. It's quite nerve-wracking, I have to say, to stand here in such circumstances and to be invited in such a way. CPEC itself, as you will understand, is a hot topic. I represent, as I was introduced, Gizmo Business School in Germany. Gizmo Business School was founded many, many years ago by the former Chancellor of Germany itself. He recently, his family were bereaved, the late now Chancellor Gerhard Schröder. And you may recognize from my accent and my stumbling over Urdu that I'm actually British. So you may be thinking, why is this gentleman coming here speaking in the context of Germany, in Pakistan, about CPEC, in any such way? I actually work for a very large institution called Global University Systems, and we develop educational opportunities around the world, in fact, not just in Germany, of course, but the UK, the US, Canada, and many other destinations. I'm an educator myself. I come from a teaching background. My specialism is not actually management or business, it's actually in literature. But one thing I have seen over many years and in many different countries is the importance, I would say the crucial importance, of women in education. Looking at CPEC and looking at what it may hold for the future, certainly from my perspective, being a Britisher, you may have heard of a rather hot topic across the way called Brexit, for example. It may have come up in a few conversations, it certainly does at home. There is something of, I should say, a concern, perhaps an interest, even a fear, actually, of what CPEC could represent for the future. Let's face it, as I say, I'm not an expert, but let's face it, any investment on such a large scale when it comes to infrastructure and indeed into other parts of businesses or education is going to have a major impact, not just on the region or the great nation of Pakistan, but across the world. And I would say there is something of, as I said, an interest, maybe even concern, even a worry, what this will hold for the future. I don't want to preempt on some of the papers that will be presented later on in the conference, but there is a sense that in the public eye, on the person on the street, if you like, that the perception of investment will lead to jobs. That jobs that lead then, of course, to prosperity, and prosperity that leads to stability, whether that's economic or political or social. But while that may be very true, and I think it will actually be true of CPEC and its impact, especially on Pakistan or indeed the UK or EU, there is a question in my mind, and it's this: will both sides benefit from this relationship equally? I hope nobody would take offence, because I am merely posing a rhetorical question in the sense that we've seen history over the last modern era in terms of the US influence in Pakistan. Dare I say it, being British, that we have a shared relationship, a shared history, if we go back to what some people would call the dark days of the British Raj. In other words, the influence of investment, of business, dare I say economic imperialism from the past, should hopefully make us aware of the new generation of going forward of things to be aware of. Some of those things we might be aware of is the sheer influence of the great deal of money, hard cash, can bring, not just on our political elites, but also on ourselves as academics, as educators, and indeed on the people on the street. What I mean by this is it's never just an influence on the political machinations or the political aspects of how these things work. It always has a drip down or sometimes a flood downwards towards the people who are living on the streets, people who are working on everyday jobs or blue-collar, white-collar jobs, or even further up, shall we say, the social chains. What I'm talking about here is, with China being such a world force, there is a sense now that there is need for a balance, shall we say, in the world. The Americans, the US governments, I'm not talking about the current one, but over the last 50 years, have obviously had a major impact in terms of influence of what's happening in Pakistan, almost as much as they have in the UK and Europe. And so now there is a need for balance. There is a need for another or perhaps additional world powers to address something of the imbalance over the last 20 years or so since the end of the Cold War. But my concern is actually for the people of Pakistan. And the reason I say that is because there is naturally a rivalry, if I can use that word, between the nations of India and Pakistan, and there has been for many, many years. And this year we are celebrating the 70th year of Pakistan's great independence. Is there a question underlying here of what will be the influence on Pakistan itself being drawn perhaps into the sphere of Chinese influence in the region against the American allies, possibly India in the region as well? What I'm talking about, or hinting I should say, is it a start of not just another Cold War, this time in a slightly warmer region, or is it the start of perhaps, hopefully, a new decade or era, I should say, of world prosperity that we all share in? There is a question that's still in my mind, as I said at the beginning, who will benefit the most? Will it be the nations who are involved in these transactions, or will it be the people on the ground? I'm not going to attempt to answer that question. It's a very large one, but I would like to pose it for all of us in the sense of, is it something that will benefit us all as individuals, or are we all being drawn actually into another political chess game? I've ended with something of a negative comment, and so I would like to actually end with a much more positive one. That was a truly inspiring video, genuinely inspired me, and I was inspired by the speech of the 4 T's earlier on. So I would like to end with a 5th T, and that is one of thought. Let's let these ideas sink in. We're going to hear many different thoughts over the next course of the next few hours and indeed days of the influences of business and management and indeed politics on us as individuals. And I would like to come back to literature and actually to a great writer within the English literature canon who is not often lauded as she might be, and that's Christina Rossetti, a great Victorian poet. And she said this: "For there is no friend like a sister in calm or stormy weather, to cheer one on the tedious way, to fetch one if one goes astray, to lift one if one totters down, to strengthen whilst one stands." Thank you. Pakistan Zindabad.
Respectable Minister, respectable VC, and distinguished guests for the national conference. Good morning. Assalamu alaikum. 大家早上好. I'm from China. My Chinese university is Jiangxi University of Science and Technology. And my Chinese university also has a lot of girl students, while this university, 100% girl students. I think it's a great progress of the society. My major is language learning, and I think for language learning, girl students have the great preferential on these aspects. So I think there will be a lot of outstanding students graduated from this university. I'm very happy to invite it to attend this international conference. I'm working in Confucius Institute at the University of the Punjab. Now, as you know, Confucius Institute offers the Chinese language services and for the Chinese culture exchange between China and different countries all over the world. Nowadays, there are 140 countries established more than 500 Confucius Institutes. And we have enrolled almost 2 million students learning Chinese. Now, and as we know, the relationship between China and Pakistan has a long history. And we know that the friendship between Pakistan and China is higher than Himalaya, deeper than oceans, sweeter than honey. Especially with the visit of President Xi Jinping in 2015, where Pakistan and China introduced the all-weather friendship, all weather. So that's why I'm here now running the Confucius Institute in Punjab University in Pakistan. And also, as we know, CPAC is one of the very important cooperation program between China and Pakistan. Now, 2 weeks ago, the first projects from the CPAC, that is the power plant in Sahiwal, was inaugurated and put into operation. And more projects based on the CPAC cooperation will be put into use and bring the benefits for the Pakistani people. And Confucius Institute not only offers the Chinese language learning services, we also host the cultural activities in Pakistan to make understanding between the two countries' people. And also, we offer the services for CPAC projects. For example, we have 3 batches of Chinese language scholarship students study Chinese in my institute. And nowadays, more than 400 of them is studying Chinese in China. And 2 years later, they will come back to Pakistan and work for the different kinds of projects for CPAC. And in the future, I hope the students in this university and everybody who lacks Chinese language will come to our institute to learn Chinese. And at the end, I would say I wish this international conference will be a successful one and fruitful one. Thank you.
Thank you. Now it is a privilege for me to invite the Honorable Chief Guest, Syed Raza Ali Gilani, Minister, Higher Education, Punjab, to say a few words.
Thank you very much. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Vice Chancellor Dr. Uzma Qureshi, Dr. Mariam Asif, Convener of the conference, Mr. Matthew Gordon, Associate Directors, South Asia, German International School of Management and Administration, Mr. Liu Chen Sheng, Dean School of Foreign Studies, Tianzi School of Science and Technology, corporate sector, faculty, students, media, and ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum, and a very good morning to you all. Indeed, it's a great pleasure and honor for me to inaugurate this international conference on emerging issues in management sciences today. You have to bear me out for a couple of minutes and then I'll be speaking on my own. As you all know, that the government of Punjab, under the dynamic leadership of the Honorable Chief Minister of Punjab, Mia Muhammad Shehbaz Sharif, is committed towards empowering women and making them efficient members of our society. We believe that women empowerment is an essential role, a tool to make the country fully developed. Women constitute half of population and need to be independent in every era for the holistic development of women. Today, I am pleased to see that the gathering here is a step forward towards these challenges. This platform provides an opportunity for academia and professionals for various disciplines and universities to share the knowledge and experience and to give input to meet challenges for emerging issues in management as well as their valued input in China-Pakistan economic corridor, which is a game changer for this region. CPEC will open new doors of opportunity for Pakistan. CPEC is not the name of a single route or alignment, is a comprehensive package of cooperative initiatives and projects encompassing regional connectivity, information network infrastructure, energy cooperation, industry and industrial parks, agriculture development and poverty alleviation. It will result in thousands of new ventures and millions of jobs in every part of Pakistan. This has been the focus of government of Pakistan to bring this country at power with the developed world. In the end, and which is only in the end of the speech, but I'm not going to end that early actually. In the end, I would like to address the students to take active part in the social and economic development of Pakistan. It is their role which is a great importance both as women and professionals in their specific field. Women make up 52% of the world population, and statistics shows that the number of women in higher power positions is increasing. Primarily because women are more committed, quick thinkers, and good organizers and forward thinking. That shows this speech has been written by a woman, definitely. I expect Lahore College for Women University in this to imbibe in their students knowledge, skills, and disposition, which will help them to play this very important role in overall development and progress of Pakistan. Well, this is which was been given to me to speak about, and definitely by a lady. So there are a few things which I need to speak on my own, which I always prefer to. Well, first of all, I would like to congratulate VC, Lahore College for Women, to come up with this idea of bringing up a conference, getting together, putting your heads together to come up with a progressive, innovative thinking towards progress of Pakistan. I have a lot to say, and I prefer to speak in my own language always, because this is what I ever spoken about is in a language for the foreigners. And I would allow Mr. Matthew and Mr. Lee to allow me to speak in my own language, because as you mentioned, you tried your best to speak in ours, and I tried my best to speak in yours. So, Khawateen wa Hazrat, students, आप सबको मैं खुश आमदीद कहता हूँ इस कॉन्फ्रेंस में. यकीनन ये इट्स अ नीड ऑफ टुडे, ये आज की ज़रूरत है, और इसमें कोई शक नहीं कि पाकिस्तान हमारा इस वक्त दुनिया का उन ममालिक पे आ चुका है जिस पे सब दुनिया की नज़र है, और ये नज़र होने के साथ साथ काफ़ी चीज़ें ऑब्ज़र्व भी की जा रही हैं. अगर मैं यहाँ पे कहूँ कि ये चीज़ जिसने मेरी स्पीच लिखी है वो गलत है, तो मैं गलत कहूँगा. ये बिल्कुल गलत नहीं है, ठीक है. हमारी ख़वातीन इस वक्त शाना बशाना चल रही हैं मर्दों के, और उनको चलना भी चाहिए अगर वो वाकई पाकिस्तान को उन फर्स्ट 5 कंट्रीज़ में लेके आना चाहती हैं जो दुनिया के माने ताने डेवलप्ड कंट्रीज़ हैं. तो पाकिस्तान में ये चेंज जो है वो बहुत स्पीड में आ रही है कि हमारी ख़वातीन जो है वो इमर्जिंग पावर बनती आ रही हैं, और वो इंशाल्लाह ताला they will mark a history inshallah ta'ala, and I have all my best wishes are with all of you, and I prefer कि ये चीज़ें जो है ये अब क्रॉस द बोर्ड जाएं. कुछ बातें मैं इसलिए भी करना चाहूँगा आज आपसे कि जब हम CPAC की बात करते हैं तो एक जनरल सा व्यू आता है कि चाइना पाकिस्तान इकोनॉमिक कॉरिडोर, दैट मीन्स ओनली चाइना एंड पाकिस्तान इज इन्वॉल्व इन दिस, विच इज़ रॉन्ग. ये CPAC जो है ये छोटा सा प्रोजेक्ट नहीं है. ये पाकिस्तान को, वो जो बात मैं करता हूँ ना, और मैं हमेशा कहता हूँ कि हम अपनी यूनिवर्सिटीज़ को पहले फर्स्ट 500 यूनिवर्सिटीज़ में लेके आना चाह रहा हूँ इन QS रैंकिंग. तो मैं ये भी बात करता हूँ कि मैं सिर्फ यूनिवर्सिटीज़ को पहले 500 में नहीं देख रहा, मैं अपने पाकिस्तान को पहले 5 मुल्कों में देख रहा हूँ जो डेवलप्ड होंगे इंशाल्लाह ताला आने वाले वक्त में. आज से 15 साल पहले भी मैं मिनिस्टर था, एंड आई वाज बीइंग द यंगेस्ट मिनिस्टर एवर इन द हिस्ट्री ऑफ पाकिस्तान. सो ये एक बात इसलिए बताना चाह रहा हूँ कि उस वक्त हमने एक रिसर्च की थी, और उस वक्त हम जब ये CPAC के ऊपर बात करते थे तो उसके ऊपर एक स्टैटिस्टिक्स डेवलप हुई थी जो मैं आपको बताना चाहता हूँ, मैं शेयर करना चाहता हूँ. और मैंने क्यों कहा कि हम पहले 5 मुल्कों में आने की पोजीशन रखते हैं और रखेंगे भी, और इंशाल्लाह अगर हम डिटर्मिन्ड हो गए, जिस तरह ख़वातीन हमारी इस वक्त शाना बशाना चलने के लिए तैयार हैं, तो डेफिनेटली ये मेरे स्टैटिस्टिक्स जो हैं ये बिल्कुल वो जो 13 साल पहले थे या 14 साल पहले थे वो बिल्कुल ठीक हो जाएंगे. वो स्टैटिस्टिक्स क्या थे? लेट मी शेयर इट विद यू. वो स्टैटिस्टिक्स ये थे कि ये जो CPAC का रूट है, जो हम रोड्स बना रहे हैं जो चाइना के साथ है, और एक हमने उस वक्त एक रोड रशिया से यूरोप पे निकाला था, वो भी एक रूट था जो डेवलप हो रहा था, और उसके अंदर भी एक प्रोजेक्ट है जो कि इसके साथ साथ हम उसको भी लेके आएंगे, मगर वो आने वाले वक्त पे आएगा. वो रूट और ये मिला के हमारी कैलकुलेशन के मुताबिक इस रूट के ऊपर जो हमने टोल कलेक्ट करना था, मैं सिर्फ बात टोल की कर रहा हूँ, इस वक्त मैं वो 120 बर्थ्स की बात नहीं कर रहा, पोर्ट्स की बात नहीं कर रहा जो अलहदा है, जो मेरे ख्याल में पूरे सब कॉन्टिनेंट में सबसे ज़्यादा हैं जो हमारे गवादर के होंगे. उस टोल की कैलकुलेशन के हिसाब से आज से 13 साल या 14 साल पहले का जो बजट था पाकिस्तान का, वो उससे कम था जो टोल हमने कलेक्ट करना था इस रूट के ऊपर से. यानी आप खुद कैलकुलेट कर लें कि सिर्फ वो टोल जो था, जो सिर्फ हमने कलेक्ट करना था इन रूट से, वो ज़्यादा था पाकिस्तान के बजट से. So this is something which we are getting into. اور اگر آپ سوچیں کہ 13-14 سال کا جو بجٹ تھا, جو فگر تھا, وہ ہمارے ٹال سے کم ہوگا, تو آج سوچیں کہ آج تو وہ ڈبل یا ٹرپل پہ چلے جائے گا. اور پھر میں ایک بات کرنا چاہوں گا کہ ہمارا جو اس وقت سب سے زیادہ پرابلم جو آ رہا ہے, وہ آ رہا ہے ان ممالک کو جن کو نقصان ہونے جا رہا ہے ہمارے گوادر کا, وہی پرابلم میں حصہ دار بنتے جا رہے ہیں اس کو نہ چلنے کے لیے. اور وہ بات میں اس لیے کرنا چاہوں گا کہ آپ نے کبھی اندازہ لگایا کہ یو اے ای میں کتنے برتھس ہیں؟ You must be knowing, but I must share it with you. Those are 67 births. They have 67 births and we have 120 births. ان کا زر مبادلہ جو سب سے زیادہ جو ان کی اکانومی از بیسڈ آن, وہ پورٹ ہے, سی پورٹ ہے ان کا. اور یہ 67 برتھس جو ان کے ہیں, یہی ان کی آمدن کا میجر ذریعہ ہے. آپ خود سوچیں کہ اگر وہ 67 برتھس کے ساتھ آج ان کا درہم جو ہے وہ 28-29 روپیز کا ہے, if I'm not mistaken, 29 روپیز کا, اور ان کے ڈالر میں وہ 4 درہم پہ ان کا $1 آتا ہے. یہ کیلکولیشن آپ کو خود بھی کرنی چاہیے. تو آپ خود سوچیں کہ وہ 67 پہ ہیں اور ہم 120 برتھس پہ جا رہے ہیں. اور جب 120 برتھس پہ جائیں گے تو ہمارے پاکستان روپے کہاں تک جائے گا, ذرا خود کیلکولیٹ کر لیجئے اس کو. اور پھر ڈالر کو کیلکولیٹ کر لیجئے کہ وہ ڈالر کتنے پہ آ جائے گا. تو میں غلط نہیں کہہ رہا کہ ہم پہلے 5 ممالک میں ہوں گے. That's what the calculation is. یہ ایک جنرل سی بات ہے. ذرا تھوڑا سا ذہن کو لگایا کریں تو آپ کو اندازہ ہو جائے گا کہ اگر وہ ان کے 4 درہم میں ان کا $1 آتا ہے تو ہمارے 2 روپے میں $1 کی بات آئے گی, which is not a joke. تو تکلیف ہوگی نا لوگوں کو ہمارے اس پروجیکٹ سے, پرابلم ہوگی نا ان کو کہ ہم اس طرح پراسپر نہ کر جائیں. ہمارا یہ جو کشکول ہے یہ ٹوٹ جائے گی, ہم مانگنے والوں میں سے نہیں دینے والوں میں سے ہو جائیں گے. اور وہ جو اپنے لاگو کردہ قوانین ہیں وہ ہم پہ جو بنائے ہم پہ فورسفلی لگاتے ہیں وہ لگانا بند کر دیں گے. ہم ان کے بتائے ہوئے نقش قدم پہ نہیں چلیں گے بلکہ ہم اپنا خود ڈائریکشن بنائیں گے اور وہ ڈائریکشن پہ چلیں گے جو ہم بنائیں گے انشاءاللہ تعالی. یہ ہے ڈر ان کو, یہ ہے وہ خوف جس کی وجہ سے آئے دن یہ کوئی نہ کوئی نئی سے نئی چال بنا رہے ہیں اور چال چل رہے ہیں ہمارے اس ملک کے لیے, ملک کے خلاف. سو آپ سب کو اس وقت یہ سوچنا ہے کہ یہ ایک ٹائم ہے پاکستان کا جو اٹس گوئنگ ٹو بی, اٹس ناؤ وی آر ایٹ دی ورج آف ٹیک آف. یہ ٹائم آ چکا ہے, پاکستان نے ٹیک آف کرنا ہے. اور اگر آج نہ ٹیک آف کر سکے پھر I'm sorry I can't say anything more because پھر ہم ٹیک آف نہیں کر سکیں گے. اس لیے یہ جو آئے دن پرابلمز کریٹ کی جا رہی ہیں اور اسپیشلی اس گورنمنٹ کے خلاف کی جا رہی ہیں, اس کے پیچھے بھی ایک ریزن ہے. میں اس وقت منسٹر تھا جب مشرف دور تھا. میں بتانا آپ کو اس لیے چاہتا ہوں کہ وہ میرا پہلا الیکشن تھا جب امریکہ سے پڑھ کے آیا تھا اور میں نے آ کے الیکشن لڑا تھا. اور میں I scored a highest lead, so مجھے انہوں نے کیپٹن میں رکھنا تھا with the qualification and all that. بٹ میں بات بتانا چاہتا ہوں کہ مشرف بھی اس کو پروجیکٹ کو ٹیک آف نہیں کرا سکے, جبکہ سمجھا جاتا تھا کہ آرمی ہے, سب کچھ ساتھ ہے, and we will do that. We could not do it. This is the only government جس نے سارے آڈز کے خلاف کھڑے ہو کے اس پروجیکٹ کو ٹیک آف کروایا ہے. This credit goes to this government as well. So ان چیزوں کو میں کسی پارٹی کی سپورٹ میں اس وقت بات نہیں کر رہا. سب سے پہلے ہم پاکستانی ہیں, اس سے پہلے ہم مسلمان ہیں. So remember, be honest with ourselves. And ہمیں اب یہ بات عیاں ہو چکی ہے, لکھا جا چکا ہے پاکستان کا نام کہ پاکستان کو اب ترقی سے کوئی نہیں روک سکتا. یہ لکھا گیا, it's on the walls now. سو پھر ہم خاموش یہ بیٹھ کے دیکھتے رہتے ہیں اور سوچتے رہتے ہیں کہ چلو یہ ہونا تو تھا ہی نہیں, ہوگا بھی نہیں, کس نے کرنا تھا. نہیں, یہ ہم سب نے کرنا ہے. پرابلم یہ ہے کہ یہ ہم والی جو ذمہ داری ہے نا, یہ ہم सिर्फ एक सेक्टर को दे देते हैं और हुकूमत को ब्लेम करना शुरू कर देते हैं। फॉर गॉड सेक्स, ये पाकिस्तान हुकूमत का नहीं है सिर्फ, ये उतना आपका भी है जितना हुकूमत का भी है, और इसमें सबसे ज्यादा फायदा आपका है क्योंकि पाकिस्तान का फायदा है। सो इसलिए थिंक पॉजिटिव। ये जो नेगेटिविटी हम देख रहे होते हैं हर वक्त आए दिन, देखिए मीडिया का अपना रोल है, उसने अदा करना है। उनके टीपीआरस किस तरह बनते हैं, दे हैव टू सॉर्ट आउट कि उन्होंने किस तरह बढ़ानी है ये चीजें, बट हमने खुद भी सोचना है, और उस सोच के लिए कॉन्फ्रेंसेस जो हैं ये बहुत जरूरी है ताकि आप लोग, हम लोग एक पेज पे आ जाए। फॉर गॉड सेक्स, एक पेज पे आ जाए। दिस इज द टाइम नाउ। और मैं कहता अल्लाह करेगा मैं नहीं थकूंगा, बट अब आप लोगों को भी इसको आगे ट्रांसफर करना है ये बातों को। आज आप 100 हैं, 200 हैं, ट्राई टू गिव दीज फिगर्स जो मैंने आपको दिए बाकियों को भी, ताकि हम सब एक सोच पे आ जाए। और कौमें बनती भी तब हैं जब वो एक पेज पे हो और एक सोच पे हो। यहां पे कौमें इस तरह नहीं बनती कि आपका लीडर कुछ कह रहा है, अवाम कुछ कह रही है, अदारे कुछ कह रहे हैं। This is not going to happen. This will not actually make us rule the world. So please, ये जो छोटा सा लफ्ज CPAC है ना, ये छोटा नहीं है, बहुत बड़ा है, और इसमें आप सबकी कंट्रीब्यूशन उससे ज्यादा बड़ी है। और ये लोग जो आएंगे यहां पे, वो डेफिनेटली हर शोबा जात में उनकी इन्वेस्टमेंट होगी। होटल्स में, आपकी स्टेट में, आपके रियल स्टेट में, आपकी एक एक चीज जो भी यहां पे है वो एक्सेल कर जाएगी। और वो जब एक्सेल करेगी तो डेफिनेटली उसका फायदा पाकिस्तान को होगा। सो पॉजिटिव रहिए, और मैं उम्मीद करता हूं कि आज से जो कॉन्फ्रेंस 3 दिन की शुरू हो रही है, इसमें जरूर आप यू विल कम अप विद गुड पॉलिसीज, गुड माइंडसेट, good theories, whatever you come up with. Please share it with me, Madam VC, please, and see what we can do for you and what you can do for us. ये sharing वाली जो बात है, ये हम में होनी चाहिए. Let's share each other. हमें एक दूसरे की जो best qualities हैं, we should share. Not only share, we should promote them too. और ये जो encourage करने का जो एक आंसर है जिसको हम भूल ही जा रहे हैं और जिसमें हम लैक करते हैं, इसमें भी थोड़ा सा कंट्रीब्यूशन दिया करें। कुछ नहीं जाता किसी को encourage करने में। Your few words of encouragement can change one's life. Try to do that. And thank you very much. सोच के तालियां हो जाते हैं आप लोगों से। Well, thank you very much. बहुत शुक्रिया। Mr. Matthew, you came up with 5 T's, right? How come a minister cannot stand away from that? There's a 6th T, and that is a teamwork. Yeah. Thank you very much, Pakistan. Zindabad. Thank you very much.
For taking out time from your busy schedule to honor us with your presence today. It was a very inspiring speech. I would now request you to please hand over souvenirs to our guests. If you could please step down, we would. Mr. Matthew Gordon, please. Mr. Li Shenjing. Dr. Nasra Jabir. And Dr. Mariam Wasif. Now I will request the Vice Chancellor to please present a souvenir and a bouquet to the Chief Guest. Thank you, sir.